Hello, world. Richard of Carver here. We have made it. It's day 17 of being completely sober after being high for 20 straight years. It's crazy. So thank you for joining in. Thanks for checking in. Hope you guys are all feeling well and doing well. This is an interesting day in that right now I've got a headache. It's the first full-blown headache that I've had going on, like hard headache, since the whole detoxing. So that's not a wonderful feeling, but it's not migraine, so that's great. I've actually suffered from migraines my whole life, and I don't wish them on anyone. Migraines, I don't know if you guys have them or not, but I think it's wild. When I was a kid, I think it was like third grade when I first started getting them. I used to imagine like a piece of rotten brain inside of my head, that if they could just like split it open and scoop that one little piece of rotten brain out. But the savior was always Advil. Advil, if I would like take it soon enough, it wouldn't go into migraine territory. So I love Advil for that reason. However, I don't know where my bottle of Advil went. So we are going to hope for the best, hope that this headache doesn't go into that territory. But I could imagine that after this, I think it's maybe in my car or in my base rig bag or something. I don't know. I might tear things apart and like look for some Advil. So we'll see how it goes. So either way, again, thank you guys for being here on such a wild day. Yesterday it was announced that David Lynch had passed, and I don't know how the circles are in the worlds that you guys traverse, but it's just amazing to see. At least I see so much David Lynch love, so many clips of him and pieces of art and songs, and just so many people connected with him. It's awesome to see. And it's just the coolest thing. He's still there in that way, and brings a lot of thought into what is death, which is something that I've always kind of, I'm sure we've all wondered about. So yeah, it's been nice. Oh, look, it just switched over. It's the 18th now. See, I got this in before midnight. So let's put the chronological day together. After I got off stream last night, I got onto Discord to speak to a couple of my friends on there. Now, I haven't been using Discord in a couple years because I managed to save all my pictures and videos accidentally onto my main computer from my my phone was saving them onto my computer, and it had too much on there, so I couldn't even really turn my computer on until I properly backed all of that up and then wiped my computer clean. And after I've done that, now I can do this stream again, and I can go in and say hi to people. So after I saw all of you, I did that, and then went to bed around 1:30 or 2 or so, and I actually got 4-ish hours of sleep, which is a lot for me right now. It might have even been 4.5, I don't know, but didn't it was enough to roll. So from there, got up, drove all the way up to Philadelphia, which, funny enough, is one of the cities that David Lynch cites as being his main inspiration, because he went to film school there, or maybe it was art school, one of the two. But and Philly does have something to it for sure. And we set the concert up and the interview up. The show happened. That was really fun. It was an artist named Tamino, who I hadn't heard before, but he was pretty cool. I really liked it was a trio. Honestly, it was him, a cellist, and a drummer. And cellos just sound so good. They're so deep. And that cellist was really cool. Kind of like a wild, weird cellist, and playing some odd things and all. And I really liked that. And he was really mellow, the artist himself. And he reminded me a lot of Vincent Gallo, someone I've talked about a couple of times on here because of the spanning time. So if you guys haven't seen this guy Tamino, look at him and then look at Vincent Gallo. They are very alike in that, and even in alike music. So it was really cool. And it takes a lot. Like it was kind of like soft and restrained songs that was happening, and in my opinion, that takes like some particularly good musicians to be able to play in a restrained way and only bring out some things here and there. I'm just realizing I forgot to put a light on here, and I'm seeing the iris like try and catch me. So give me 1 second. We're putting a light on real quick. Voila. I think it's better. All right. So once we did that, we went over to the studio and did the live interview with just Tamino. Come on now. I think that's about right. And filmed that. That was cool. Hopped in the car, drove all the way back home, and what did I sing today? I think I was singing Joanna Newsom. I don't at this point remember every the brain is still patching itself together and rewiring and hopefully repairing after all of like the drug abuse for so long. I really can't remember if I brought this artist up to everyone, but my all-time favorite artist is Joanna Newsom. I love her so much. I just adore her. Her musicianship, her poetry and lyrics, her abilities, and the subject matters that she brings in. I think she should be like there's the term the poet laureate of different countries, like the poet in that country, and I just feel that she should be it. And I've been she's been in my life in a musical way since college. My girlfriend in college was very into her, and I remember at the time, I don't know, I was wilding out, so I don't think I like was really like fully like I liked it. It was good, but it took her second album, East YS, to like that has made me a forever fan. I've played that album. I mean, like iTunes used to have those play counts things way back in the day, and it was a wild. And so then she put out Have One on Me, and that album is just incredible as well. And I was singing Have One on Me today in the car, so that was really nice. So she's a harp player and a piano player and just a beautiful singer. Give her a try if you guys haven't, but it's one of those things that to me it really connects to read the lyrics and listen to it at the same time. So I think I caught up with a friend or two on the phone. Also got to work with one of my best buddies, George, and yeah, it was like I talked to a couple people on the way back, and there was a lot of traffic, but it was not the worst because I was like skirting rush hour. And I got back to a town near my town, and got like a burrito bowl thing. And I got home and like had a few bites of that and passed out. Oh, it was so good. It was a good sleep. It was like an hour straight. So that was a good one. And from there, woke up to a missed call from my friend Bob. Now, Bobby, he's recently gotten bought, or I guess it's been a year or so now, but I mean it's been renovations nonstop. So he's got a house. It's really wild. Uh, I grew up in a really tiny town, and I grew up like on a farm. Even when I moved, it was still I moved on to another farm, but I grew up on a farm that backed up against a forest. And I'm an only child, and I grew up with a lot of dogs. So I would spend so much time hiking that forest with a pack of dogs, and it was really great, and, I have great memories with it and fishing a lot. I remember that, my pop had built a giant stocked fishing pond, and, so that pond was right against the forest, and it was just an all the time thing. Bob has now bought a house on the other side of the forest, which is really cool. So I got to drive down to where I grew up, basically, and it felt like that. It felt those types of vibes, and it was really cool. And I'm really proud of him and my friend Jake. I've mentioned Jake, my drummer buddy, a few times on here. Now, Jake lives there's a river, like, I've mentioned there's a lake right next to me. And on the other, there's like a man made lake. It's up on top of this hill. On the other side of that is a river. Jake lives on the other side of the river. So, I just go over to, with the bridge and get to him. But I met Bobby through Jake, and Jake's like a really, really smart dude, and really good with his hands and doing stuff. So he has helped Bobby completely renovate this house, and I'm just so glad because I don't know if anybody has ever watched the show Hoarders or not, but Hoarders is such a sad and beautiful show. Like, hoarding is a really interesting disease, mental illness. I you can relate to people in a lot of different ways, and I went through like I think I've seen every Hoarders episode just about, and cried it out to a lot of them and really felt for these people with depression, because that's what it is. I mean, it's a when I say it's like such an interesting thing, it's because a lot of us who struggle with depression, and I struggle hard uh, through the years with it. It takes different routes, right? Like, some of us kind of like clam up and maybe become a little reclusive. I know that I do. Like, you just don't have the, for a lot of different reasons, right? And then sometimes you don't even have the energy to clean or to answer phones or texts or to get a shower sometimes or brush your teeth. I mean, it's just heavy in the mind. And so hoarding's interesting in that way to me because it's a very visible. I hope I'm all right. I think, but you can kind of see the evidence of the mental turmoil in the things around a hoarder, and it's wild. So this